Have you ever wondered why certain memories, especially those awkward or embarrassing moments, seem to stick with you for years, replaying in your mind when you least expect it? Maybe it's that time you tripped in front of a crowd, or said something you instantly regretted. These moments can feel larger than life, even though everyone else has probably forgotten them. Or have you noticed how you're naturally drawn to news stories and headlines that already match what you believe while ignoring those that challenge your views? This isn't just a coincidence, it's a powerful force at work in your mind, shaping what you pay attention to and how you interpret the world. Today, we're taking a closer look at the hidden forces that quietly shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors every single day. These invisible influences are always at play, even when we think we're making choices freely. The truth is, much of what you think you know about yourself, your preferences, your habits, even your memories, is actually a clever trick of human nature. Our brains are wired to take shortcuts, filling in gaps and creating stories that make sense, even if they aren't entirely accurate. From the spotlight effect, which makes us believe everyone is watching our every move, to the incredible power of habits that guide our daily routines without us even realizing, we'll unravel 15 fascinating psychological truths. These insights could completely change how you see yourself and how you understand the people around you. Once you learn to spot these patterns, you'll start noticing them everywhere, in your own life, in your relationships, and even in strangers passing by. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses that reveal the hidden codes behind human behavior. So, let's embark on this journey together and explore the invisible rules that quietly guide our thoughts, decisions, and actions every day. Get ready to see yourself and the world through a whole new lens. Picture this. You're at work, maybe in a meeting, or just walking through the office, and suddenly you spill coffee all over your shirt. Instantly, your heart sinks. You feel a rush of embarrassment, and it seems like the entire room must have seen your little accident. You glance around, convinced that every eye is on you, judging or laughing at your clumsiness. It feels like you're under a giant spotlight, exposed for everyone to see. But here's the surprising truth. Most people are so absorbed in their own work, their own thoughts, that they didn't even notice what happened. Your little mishap barely registered on their radar. This is what psychologists call the spotlight effect. It's a common phenomenon where we dramatically overestimate how much others notice our mistakes, appearance, or awkward moments. We tend to see our own flaws and blunders in high definition, replaying them in our minds, worrying about what others must think. But in reality, everyone else is doing the same, focused on themselves, not on us. As people pass by, they're usually preoccupied with their own concerns, barely noticing what's happening around them, let alone your minor accidents. In fact, studies show that our embarrassing moments are far less memorable to others than we imagine. What feels like a huge deal to us is often forgotten by everyone else within minutes. Realizing this can be incredibly freeing. When you understand that people aren't scrutinizing your every move, you can let go of unnecessary anxiety and be kinder to yourself. So next time you feel embarrassed, remember everyone else is too busy worrying about themselves to notice your mistakes. Relax, breathe, and move on, because the spotlight isn't really on you. Have you ever noticed how incredibly easy it is to find news or information that perfectly matches your own opinions? It almost feels like the world is constantly agreeing with you. This isn't just a coincidence. It's called confirmation bias, and it's something we all experience, often without even realizing it. We naturally gravitate toward information that supports what we already believe, while at the same time, we tend to ignore, dismiss, or even avoid anything that challenges our views. It's like our brains are wired to protect our existing beliefs, making us feel comfortable and validated. This craving for validation creates echo chambers, spaces where our ideas are constantly reinforced, both online in our social media feeds and offline in our conversations with like-minded people. We surround ourselves with voices that echo our own, rarely hearing anything different. That's why two people can watch the exact same news story, read the same article, or witness the same event, and yet walk away with completely opposite interpretations. Our minds filter reality through the lens of our beliefs. Recognizing confirmation bias is the first step toward breaking free from this mental trap. It reminds us to pause and question our own assumptions, to reflect on why we believe what we do, and to be open to the possibility that we might be wrong. Make it a habit to seek out opposing viewpoints and challenge your own perspectives. Read articles from sources you don't usually agree with, talk to people who see things differently, and be curious about why they think the way they do. This helps you avoid living in a self-constructed reality. If we never step outside our echo chambers, we risk missing out on valuable insights and new ideas, insights that could change our minds, broaden our understanding, and even transform our lives. Meet someone attractive, and you might assume they're smart or kind before they say a word. That's the halo effect. One positive trait colors our entire impression. We use visible qualities as shortcuts for hidden ones, often leading to errors in judgment. This effect influences hiring, friendships, and even courtrooms. Recognizing it helps us make fairer decisions, see people for who they truly are, not just their brightest traits. Choosing between two restaurants, one packed, one empty, you'll likely pick the busy one. That's social proof. We look to others for cues when we're unsure. It's everywhere. Online reviews, laugh tracks, long lines. Social proof saves us from decision fatigue, but it can also mislead us. Sometimes the crowd is right, sometimes it's just following itself. Recognizing social proof helps us resist mindless conformity. Pause and think for yourself before following the crowd. Ever justify something you knew was wrong? That's cognitive dissonance. We twist our thinking to ease the discomfort when beliefs and actions clash. This mental gymnastics protects our self-image, but can keep us stuck. Noticing when we rationalize helps us align our actions with our values. See a $1,000 phone and suddenly the 751 looks like a deal. That's the anchoring effect. The first number we see sets the tone for everything after. Anchors shape our judgments even when we know they're arbitrary. Price tags, opening bids, and random numbers all influence us. Recognizing this helps us make smarter choices. Question first impressions and compare alternatives objectively. Compliments fade, but criticism lingers. That's negativity bias. Bad experiences stick with us more than good ones. Our brains evolved to focus on threats, but now we dwell on setbacks. One harsh word can outweigh a dozen kind ones. Focus on positive feedback to retrain your mind for balance. Ever met someone convinced they're an expert, but barely know the basics? That's the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low ability often overestimate themselves, while true experts doubt. The less we know, the less we realize what we don't know. Stay humble and keep learning. There's always more to discover. Why do jingles and familiar faces grow on us? That's the mere exposure effect. We prefer things simply because they're familiar, even if we didn't like them at first. This shapes our choices in products and people. Ask yourself, do you like it, or is it just familiar? In a crowd, people are less likely to help someone in need. That's the bystander effect. We assume someone else will act, so we don't. The more people around, the less responsibility we feel. Experiments show we're more likely to help when alone. Don't wait for others. Be the first to step up. Your action can inspire others to follow. Losing $100 hurts more than winning $100 feels good. That's loss aversion. Losses loom larger than gains. It makes us avoid risks and cling to bad investments or old possessions. Recognizing this helps us make better decisions. Focus on long-term benefits, not just short-term losses. Believing in someone's potential can actually help them perform better, the Pygmalion effect. Higher expectations lead to improved performance through subtle encouragement. Low expectations can hold people back. Set high but realistic expectations to unlock hidden potential. Ever go along with a group decision despite doubts? That's groupthink. The desire for harmony can silence critical thinking and lead to bad decisions. Encourage dissent and welcome diverse viewpoints for stronger outcomes. Healthy debate leads to better decisions. Limited editions and countdown timers make us want things more. That's the scarcity principle. We value what's rare, even if we didn't want it before. Marketers use this to trigger our fear of missing out. Pause and consider if you truly want something, or just want it because it's scarce. Up to 40% of our daily actions are habits, automatic routines we barely notice. Habits form because our brains crave efficiency. Good habits make life easier. Bad ones keep us stuck. Recognize the triggers and rewards behind your habits. Shape your routines to transform your life. These 15 psychological truths reveal how our minds are shaped by shortcuts and invisible forces. Awareness is the first step to breaking free from automatic thinking. Recognize these patterns to make more conscious choices and build deeper connections. These insights are tools for a happier, wiser life. Thanks for watching. Keep questioning everything. Let me know if you need further tightening or adjustments.